Hi, today I'm going to show you how to make this birthday card, and there are a couple of different techniques going on here with dry embossing and paper tearing, and I'm going to show you how to do those. First we're going to make this flower, and the flower stamp comes from the Eastern Bloom stamp set. We need to stamp it twice, once on Whisper White and once on this crushed curry cardstock. So I'm using the Dusty Durango ink. And then I'm stamping it again on this crushed curry so that I can punch out the center part for the middle of the flower. So we're going to need to cut this out, and I'm just going to use my paper snips and cut this out. And you want to turn the paper, not the scissors, when you're cutting. It just makes for smoother lines. And just to speed things along, I've actually already cut one of these out. And then for the stamp on the crushed curry, we're going to take a 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm just going to, oh, for goodness sakes, I'm going to have to cut half of this off. We're just going to punch this out, just the center part here. Okay. Now I'm going to use these Build-A-Brads, and I'm going to take this little piece right here, and the Build-A-Brads are really neat. You can use the 1/2 inch circle punch, and you can put any design that you want to on the brad, and then there are these little acrylic bubbles that make them stand out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive and stick this on the brad, and then take the piece of acrylic, this little bubble, and then I'm just going to stick that right over the top. See that cute little button? Okay, and I've already pierced a hole through the center of my flower, so I'm going to just push my brad through and then bend the prongs back. So we have the flower right here. Okay, then I've already punched a circle out with my 1 3/8 circle punch, and I'm going to use a glue dot to adhere the flower to this circle. And then with your scallop punch, punch out a scallop in the Dusty Durango. And then I'm going to take this little embossing plate. I'm just going to use this little circle right here and an embossing tool. And I'm just going to lay each little scallop over that little circle. Okay, can you see that, how it raises up? And I've already got one finished. So I'll just put that together. Just like that. Now that we have our flower completed, we're going to start on our card. I used confetti white cardstock. It's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches, folded in half. And then I've got one piece of Dusty Durango in 5 1/4 by 3 inches. Then I've got a piece of designer paper from Razzleberry Lemonade's designer series, and this piece is 5 1/4 by 1.5 inches. The crushed curry is 5 1/4 by 1 inch. And then I've got another piece of crushed curry, 4 1/4 inches by 3 3/4 of an inch. And this piece we're going to use as an embellishment across here and emboss that. So first let's take this piece. We're going to again use our Dusty Durango ink. And this is another little flower from the Eastern Blooms flower set. Excuse me, stamp set. And I'm just going to ink the stamp and then stamp off to the side, and I'm just going to randomly stamp across the bottom of my paper. And I'm stamping off to the side here just so the pigment of the ink isn't so dark on my paper. Okay, then I'm going to take Happy Birthday, and this is from the Teeny Weeny Wishes stamp set, and I'm going to do my best to make this straight. This is the most challenging part for me. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so now I have this part ready, and I can go ahead and adhere that to my card. Now, for the side, I'm just going to take this piece of cardstock and I'm going to tear towards me just with my fingernails. I'm just going to make this little tear technique. And it can be, you know, it doesn't have to be neat. You want it to have some character. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this designer paper. And then I ran mine through the sewing machine, just right across here. I don't even know if this will show up, but I have stitched mine on the sewing machine. And I just took the paper, I just ran a little line of glue down the edge, placed them together, and then just ran this right through the sewing machine one time with a straight stitch. And oop, I've got that right here. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. But once you've done that, then you can kind of peel up this edge a little bit just to give it some dimension. Just kind of roll this forward. Then I'm going to glue this down. Ooh, goodness. Okay. Right along the edge here. For this little part where we've embossed these little flowers, I'm just going to take my embossing plate again with the embossing tool, and I'm going to use this part with these little flowers across the bottom. I'm just going to line it up so that it's approximately centered, and then I just use some double-faced tape so it won't move, and I just tape it onto the plate. Okay, and I have one that's already complete. And what I do is I just roll over this double-faced tape and then just use that to secure it on my card. So we're going to put it right under the Happy Birthday and all the way across the card. Just like that. Now we're ready to put the flower on. Before I put the flower on, I'm just going to take the leaves and I'm going to bend them forward, kind of cup them around with my fingers so that they look like flower petals coming off the card. And then I'll just take some dimensionals and place it right there. And there it is. Isn't that cute? Okay, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.